What's up? Alright, today I'm going to be trying to get the front brakes working on this bike. We'll see what happens. Should probably be recording some of this for an actual YouTube video, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right. See if this brake lever does anything. Oh, it actually, no. False positive. I thought it was doing something and it's not. Probably put a picture there and see if there's anything in there. Oh. There it is. Bingo. Bingo.
If you had $1 for everything you had to worry about while traveling, you'd never have to pay for airfare again.
Man.
Fortunately, a rental car is no longer something you have to think about.
I wasn't thinking about no rental car. Come on. It's all right. That's promising. Seeing some air bubbles coming out of the brake reservoir. Feels like the plunger isn't moving at all. Oh my gosh. That's disgusting. I'm cleaning this motorcycle part out right now and just picked that out of the freaking hole in there. That's gross. Show you what I'm doing. This is the front brake master cylinder, and right now I just put fluid in it and there's no brake fluid going through, so I'm using a toothpick to try and clean out some of the debris in here. And it's pretty gross. There's a bunch of junk on there. Trying to get this CB750 running. So I at least need to get the brakes semi-usable, even if they are super old. I don't know if it's worth my time to even do this. Yeah, it seems pretty clogged up. Nasty. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually use this. I think I have another brake master cylinder for 7/8 inch handlebars that I could use at least so I could test ride this CB750. I am going to hopefully get a chain for this thing tomorrow, and then when I take this thing out for the first ride, I'm gonna go live on YouTube, hopefully, and hopefully my phone doesn't fall off the handlebars, but yeah, I'm gonna go live whenever I do it. So if anyone is interested in seeing me potentially wreck or just have a fun ride on this thing for the first time, probably gonna do that tomorrow, hopefully. But for now, I might just go raid my parts that I have and see where I have that master cylinder at. Yeah, that'll probably be easier. What's up, Francesco Pisacane? What's up, man? Or miss? All right. Let's see if I can find this brake master cylinder.
He's so small. Welcome to.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. All right. Got it. That's funny. Nice. Well, that'll work. Nice. All right. I'll just do that. That'll be 100% easier, I think, than trying to save this old brake master cylinder. There ain't no way this brake master cylinder is going to work. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm about to replace the master cylinder on this CB750. This is one of my prized possessions. This Rat Fink plush. This is, I don't know, I guess from 2001. But it's like a plush that is covered in some kind of rubber. Pretty cool. Picked that up at the swap meet. All right. So I have this Wannabe Shop brand handmade brake lever, brake master cylinder that I got from a swap meet probably 7 years ago. And its time to shine has finally come. It's waited in my garage for probably 7 years. Nice. Wannabe Choppers. Handmade in Germany by Wannabe Choppers. Each part of the series is distinguished and unique. Congratulations to your excellent choice of a one-of-a-kind product. Dang, that's sick. Now I like it even more. Nice. Check that out. It's got like a, I don't know, like a rib design on the top. Pretty cool. Little tiny master cylinder. Look at this thing versus the old original one. That thing sucked. And it didn't work. So I'm gonna put this brand new handmade master cylinder on here. Handmade from Germany. That's pretty sick. This should be way easier to deal with than trying to fix that old one. There's no way I was gonna be able to fix that thing. never even opened this thing. I've had it for such a long time. It's for 7/8 inch handlebars, which I usually would swap them out to 1-inch handlebars, but for now, just for the test ride, I'm gonna try just using this. Nice. That thing looks clean. I mean, obviously it should be. It's brand new. I think I paid like maybe $10 for this. It's pretty cool looking for $10 if you ask me. All right, it's just missing one bolt for the clamp, which is no big deal. I'm gonna fill this thing up with some fluid, or maybe I'll get it clamped on the bars first, and then criminy. It's got like a countersunk. It's like countersunk on this part, but whatever. I'll just throw a little bolt in there. It looks like an M6 1.0 bolt. Get a bolt for that and put this thing on the handlebars. Let me actually move this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Nice. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing put on here. What up? I am putting this brake master cylinder on my 1977 CB750. So I can hopefully test ride it tomorrow when the chain comes in. Alright, that looks like it'll work. Oh shoot, this thing is very short. Well, whatever. I should make some cool 7/8 inch handlebars for this thing. That'd be sick. I really like this brake reservoir. Nice. I really liked it until I just broke it. Is that really all it took to break it? Sight glass just popped out of there. It's weird. I don't like the look of that. I don't understand how the sight glass could be press fit in there so loosely that it just pops out if you just bump into it. I mean, it just got knocked over for just a second. I'll try it. Just pop out again? Alright, well, I'll try that. Try it and see. Let me get another bolt for that. All right, let's do this. Well, that actually looks like it would work okay. A little bit long. Let's see if I have another one. That's cool. That will work. All right, it'll work good enough for a test ride at least. Nice. That thing is cool. That's a super little brake master cylinder. Super little. Pretty small. Let me show you guys what I'm doing. So I just put this master cylinder on. Handmade from Germany, I guess. Pretty cool. And this is the old one. This thing is pretty beat up. This from 1977. Looks like the stock one versus the new one. So looks a lot smaller. So I'm gonna put this brake line on and then fill it up with fluid and bleed it. And tomorrow chain comes in, hopefully, then I'll try and ride it. Probably put a brake light on it tonight, hopefully. Some sort of light. Let's see. Oh my gosh. This brake caliper. This thing is so grimy. This is the brake caliper I'm gonna be putting on there. It's pretty beat up. 1977. This is the brake pad. Look at that. Big old hunk of brake pad material. And this big old stupid junction box just for this brake light switch. Why would you need like such a giant? I guess back in 1977 is the best that they had. So I'm gonna put this thing back on there and hook it up to the new brake master cylinder that I put in the front. And maybe the brakes will work. Move this a little bit. I'll put it right down here. Sorry, guys. All right. This wasn't even attached when I got it, so gotta find some bolts for it. I think luckily these are like just through holes threaded on the caliper bracket. I think so I could just get away with just putting a bolt straight through there on both of these, and should be good enough. So I'll try that and see what happens. Nice.
You were looking for adventures on the high seas.
I'm gonna guess it's an M8 by 1.25 bolt. Maybe it's an M10 or an M8 shoulder bolt. Any of you guys ride motorcycles? If so, leave a comment. What kind of bike you have? I don't think I have a shoulder bolt that's gonna work. I could try and make one. That'd be kind of ambitious for a brake caliper that I don't really want. Let me see if I have another bolt. Or maybe what I could do, it would probably be way easier than making a shoulder bolt right now. I could take a M8 by 1.25 bolt and just make like a little spacer for it, an aluminum spacer, but I don't know if it's worth all that. I don't know about that. I think the lazy part of me is saying just put a regular bolt through there. And I think I want to listen. I think that voice is pretty loud right now. Yeah, that's right. Nice. I might not even have a bolt big enough. M10 bolt. No, I don't have one big enough. Uh-oh. Well, maybe I'll just use a smaller bolt for now, just for scientific testing purposes. I do not recommend doing this, but maybe I'll just use a smaller bolt and see if I can get away with that. Nice. Well, I definitely have a smaller bolt that will work. It's kind of a scrawny bolt. I have some Springer forks that I'm going to be putting on this bike eventually. So I don't want to get too invested in this whole front wheel and front brake system. And I can imagine that the OEM bolts for this would probably be like not really worth getting. So let me adjust my camera a little bit, guys. All right. So, I might just have to, maybe I could just try and make a bolt. Make 2 bolts for it. I have a very small mini tabletop lathe that I could try and use. And some taps and dies and stuff that I could use to make it, but I don't know how I would go about making the bolt head. It might just be easier to just wait and buy a couple of bolts rather than put everything in my life at risk just to save $4 at Home Depot. Although I think I've done that probably a handful of times already. Home Depot has saved my life multiple times unknowingly. That looks pretty close. I know this bolt will work. Yeah, and I probably have a spacer where I could just throw it in the lathe and turn it a little bit and make it work. So I might do that. I might just try and find 2 smaller bolts and try and just make some spacers for it. Let me see if I have any other bolts. I have probably, well, I know I have about 17,000 bolts, but let me see if I have any more of the size I need. I do not see any more. Okay. Well, dang. I know the moment that I go out and buy the bolt, it will materialize most likely on my desk or somewhere in plain view. So, oh well. Let me actually, well, I guess since it's a through hole, it doesn't really matter if it's metric or standard. I know it's kind of sacrilege to put some standard hardware on this, but I won't tell if you won't. Let me see if I have anything that will work. Oh. Oh, okay. Maybe this. I'm working up a sweat thinking about riding this. Thinking about the throttle possibly sticking. That sounds exciting. Okay, that'll work. If I have bolts that are too long, I can just use a grinder and cut them. Or I could attach some baseball cards to the inside and it'd be even louder if I did that. So, okay. This will work. Let me just see how long these are. Nice. All right. Let me get my little thing of spacers. It's definitely not considered hoarding if you use it. So, all right. Look, there's like gold right here. You see all these spacers? Can you imagine the projects that you could get into with all these different size spacers? That's my kind of ASMR. Seeing something super organized like that. All right. Enough game playing. Okay. So this spacer will work. And I think this is the same size. Yep. So I think I could put these in the lathe and turn them down a little bit. And just make it a little more snug. Kind of wish I had a longer spacer than that. Yeah, I don't want to go through the whole process of like cutting a big old piece of aluminum and making this giant long spacer. It just seems like way too much. All right, let me mark off these bolts, how long they should be first before I get too excited. Cut these things down. My natural instinct would be to put really long bolts in here and then forget about it. A couple minutes later, move the bike and break like 5 spokes. So I'm trying to avoid that instinct right now. All right, let's see. I'm gonna guess, I'm best at guessing, right there is good. All right, take this off and get my grinder and cut this bolt. And then I'll just duplicate the size on that bolt. All right, easy enough. Got this bolt marked off with some marker, and I'm gonna grab my grinder and get some sparks in my eyes. Ow. Okay. All right, that'll do. Okay. Let me get my ultra patriotic safety goggles on. We got the red, white, and blue goggles on. Safety first here in America. Unless it comes with motorcycles, then you can use a grinder next to a bunch of flammable liquids. All right, let me get this rat fink out of here before I completely destroy my most little prized items that I have. There we go. All right. And let me probably grab a glove. Knowing myself, I will hold on to it if my fingers are getting burned. And for the sake of it coming out good, I will not let go. So, don't want to do that. I'm also going to tuck in my dreadlocks that have formed from motorcycle riding into my shirt, so I don't get destroyed and get it pulled into the grinder. All right. Let's see what happened. Got lots of fun stuff around here. Anything could happen, but hopefully just the bolt gets cut. Actually, a little trick that I always do, not really a trick, but put the bolt on first, or the nut on the bolt. That way when you cut it and you unscrew that nut, the threads will be a little bit easier to deal with. Should probably plug this in, huh? This is a Bluetooth model. Cord's kind of messed up. There it is. All right, let's do it. All right, got one of the bolts cut. I just gotta duplicate that. Get a wrench. All right. So basically, since I put that nut on the bolt before I cut it, kind of makes the threads, I don't know, makes it a little bit easier to get the nut back on there and to re-put a nut back on there. So now I'm just going to use this one and just measure the other one and cut this one too. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are just temporary bolts. Like I said earlier, when I get this thing running or rideable, hopefully tomorrow when I get the chain, I'm gonna go live and go take it out for a ride, for its first ride. So I just have to try and get this front brake worked out. Technically I don't need it to work because I have the rear brake kind of working, but and I'm not going to be going on the freeway or anything, but I'm going to go take this thing out for a ride and just see how it is and hopefully go live when I do it. Nice. Almost forgot to put the nut on there. That would have been crazy if that grinder disc would have exploded, huh? That would have made for a good clip. All right, so that seems good enough to me. Let me grab a little hand file and just clean it up a little. Or actually, let me try something that I got from Temu. I got it from Temu before everything was like way more expensive than it is just in the store. Here's my drill. This is worth trying. I hardly ever use this thing. It is a it's like made for cleaning up the end of a bolt after you cut it. So I'm gonna try it. This is my product review. Sitting on my garage floor. Covered in sweat and dirt. Thinking about motorcycles. This is an honest review right here. Let's see if this thing works. Alright, so I guess the idea is I'm gonna keep this nut on here just in case it screws it up. Should probably actually hold this out a little bit. All right, concept is this thing goes onto your drill, it usually works best on a Drill Master drill. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight. If you're using Makita or Milwaukee or anything like that, you're living in the past. It's all about Drill Master. So the idea is to put this on the end of the bolt that you cut, and it's supposed to clean up the end of this, which is looks kind of rough. So I'm gonna try it out and see. probably get my fingers caught in here and you guys will see something super graphic. It doesn't feel too... It does feel a little bit sketchy. I'm tempted to put on a glove and try it, but with the way this music sounds right now, I don't know. Kind of sketched out. I'm gonna try and hold it with a wrench. Oh man, that does not feel good. It feels like it's gonna slip out and then I'm gonna scream and that'll be the end of the live stream. Oh, nice. That actually kind of worked. All right. Well, this is the result of that little tool. It's actually kind of nice. Kind of smooth out the end there. And to give you the comparison, there's like a before and after. Oops. So you can see before it's just flat and it kind of has that taper on the after. So yeah, I guess it works. Does it do anything besides just make it look nicer? I don't know. It for sure makes it look like I didn't just cut it with a Harbor Freight grinder. And it seems to have not damaged the threads at all, so that's cool. Alright. Try it on this one. And again, I am using the Drill Master. This is a 10 millimeter reversible drill. So again, this is kind of the industry standard right now. This is corded. So everything's going back to corded. They're moving off of battery power. They're not doing battery anymore. So all right, that worked. Nice. Looks pretty clean to me. All right, so let me just double check, make sure these fit, and then I will start setting up the variable speed mini lathe. That should get intense. I think the lathe is probably the scariest piece of machinery that I use, at least in my eyes. I've seen videos of people getting stuck in lathes and stuff, and it's pretty gnarly. The lathe does not care if a person gets stuck in it. It just keeps moving. It will not stop. Of course, this little tiny lathe that I have will not probably suck me into it like a piece of pasta in a pasta roller, but it probably still hurt me pretty bad. Nice. Well, the reason why I have to these are the bolts that I'm modifying right now. Let me see. All right, there we go. These are the bolts that I'm putting in there right now, and the reason why I have to make some sleeves for it is because when it sits on this bracket, you can see it's able to shift around, because these are not the original size bolts for this CV750 front caliper. So for right now, what I'm going to do, until I can get the correct bolts, I'm just going to take these bolts that I have just cut and shortened, and I'm going to put some little sleeves on there. Have these these little metal sleeves. Of course, my camera doesn't want to focus. These sleeves I'm going to be putting on these bolts, just like that. just to close that gap up a little bit. And I'll possibly do 2 on each one. I'll probably just do 1 on each, actually. All right. So let me get this lathe all set up and see how much I need to take off of these things. Not much. Only thing I'm a little worried about is it seems like it's like almost not enough material left on there after I take it off. So I'm wondering if maybe I'll just take a piece of aluminum or something a little bit longer, and maybe I'll just make it fit exactly. Let me actually tighten these bolts up and see. This might be okay for a first ride only. The problem is, let me get my caliper out and measure this thing actually. My sorry excuse of a caliper. It's embarrassing. All right. This is my electronic digital caliper. This is the $9.99 special from Harbor Freight. Feel free, do judge me. This is like, as someone that works on anything, this is like one of the most embarrassing things. Look at, it's like plastic. That is so embarrassing to have a plastic. I am ashamed. If you think, yeah, you should be ashamed, I'm highly ashamed of this. So this is like, I'm just gonna go off millimeters here to make it a little bit easier on myself. 7.8 millimeters. And this hole is just, I'm using just a rough estimate again, because I don't know where my other calipers are at, which again are like $20 calipers. Those are my nice calipers from Harbor Freight. So this is like a 10 millimeter hole, and then this is essentially like 7.75. So 7.8 if it was just a straight hole. So I only have like 2.2 millimeter, a 2.2 millimeter thick spacer, and that's actually cut in half because it would be the thickness of it cut in half, I believe, 2.2. So if I was going to make a spacer for this, it would literally have to be, according to this super cheap caliper, a rough estimate, the spacer would have to be like almost like paper thin. The spacer would have to be like that thin. That's like a pretty darn thin spacer. It's actually probably like a sleeve at that point. And I don't know if it's even worth doing all that for me. I'm probably just gonna ride this thing around maybe 2 or 3 times. Again, I am going to put the phone on the handlebars and go ride it around for the first time live, hopefully tomorrow. So might want to stay tuned for that. I'm just gonna actually tighten up these bolts and see how it is. I'll put some lock washers on there and see how it feels once it's all tightened up. Maybe once it's tightened up, it'll I'll feel a little more confident about it, and then I'll hook up this master cylinder. Get the washers out. All right. No. 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 All right. Look at all these washers. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, when one of my buddies comes by and they're like, hey, do you have this particular washer? And I pull this out. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's a good friend to have. I got all the washers. All right. Enough of this game playing. Time to start looking at some washers. All right. Of course, with my surgical precision, I got the first one correct on the first try. Oh man, I didn't see all these comments. Sorry guys. Oh, what's up, Rad Choppers? What kind of chopper do you have? Thanks, Rad. Oh, sorry, Rod. You ride, Rod? Harbor Freight. Yeah, you're right, Blink. King's Work. What's up, Clayton? King's Work. I don't know what that means, but I like it, Clayton. All right. So, okay, that washer will work. Probably just get a couple lock washers on there. And maybe a couple regular washers on the back also. If any of you guys need any washers for any projects at home, let me know. I'll send you a bag full. I can't be specific about the size. It's just going to be whatever I decide to send you. I'll send it. But I need to know what project you're working on. I need to know why you're working on it. All the info. Okay, down to the final stretch. Let's see if this one last washer is here amongst the other 7,000 washers that I have. All right, looks like we might have a, no. Nope, too small. All right, that'll work, I think. Nope, exact same washer I just picked up. No. Gosh, diddly. All right, this one will for sure work. This is like an absurdly large one. All right, good. All right, see if I can get this bolted up. I think I already lost one of the washers that I set aside, so that's good. Nice. I am going to the SoCal Cycle Swap this Sunday, the motorcycle swap meet in Long Beach. And there's a couple guys there that sell like exclusively Japanese bike stuff. So I'm sure if I asked them if they have the front caliper bolts for a 77 CB750, they'd probably be like, is it a K model? Is it the F model? Does it have the PD41A carbs? Is it the Sport LX? They would know all the submodels. and I would know none of them. So I'm counting on them. I'm hoping that when I go up there, I will just find a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping to find a rigid frame for this. Maybe not necessarily a plunger frame, but I think that's probably what I'm more likely to find. But I would like to just get like a typical rigid frame, and yeah, I have some cool girder forks, or no, springer forks that I'm gonna be putting on this. All right, that looks promising. I mean, it actually feels like it's on there pretty good. I don't think it's really gonna move anywhere. That ain't going nowhere. All right, let me find a socket. For a ratchet. All right. All right. Tighten these up. Yeah, I don't think that spacer is that big of a deal. And like I said, I don't want to spend a ton of time and resources trying to get these get this front caliper all dialed in and everything. Like, I'm just gonna end up taking it off anyways and putting on some different forks. So as you can see, I get these pretty long springer forks on this other bike, so it's kind of the style that I'll be using on this bike. So let me actually move this guy off of here. After I finish this CB750, I'm going to be attempting to fabricate some new discs for my lower back, because I think it's just about had it. I always talk about getting rigid frame this, rigid frame that, and then my lower back is like, what are you talking about? All right, so let me try and fish this thing through here. Look at this giant block, like this giant, I can't remember, junction box or something that they put on here. And this is just literally for this brake light switch for the front brake. It's like, geez Louise, come on. Maybe, nah, I shouldn't even. If I even think about looking for another brake line, I might just find one. Let me just look real quick. It's worth looking. I think I have probably about 4 brake lines. I actually think I have them. Oh, nice. I have them kind of semi out. No, there's no way. That's not going to work. All right. Sorry, guys. I know you can't see me right now. I am in the back of the garage looking at brake lines. Uh-oh. Maybe I found one. No, that doesn't look like a brake line. I can keep it semi-sketchy, but it can't be like overly, absurdly sketchy, you know? All right. Got a brake line. Let me see if it's the right size. Oh man, what the heck is that? That's not even like a regular banjo bolt. Okay. Let me see what this is gonna be like. Let's see. Definitely 17. Yeah, that's a 14. All right. Find a wrench and I will take this off there. Nope. Nope. All right. It's a 13. In case you guys are trying to take off the front brake line on a 1977 CB750 Model K, I think. It's a size 13. All right, got it. Nice. Well, yeah. Let me see if this brake line's even long enough first before I go do all this nonsense. Oh yeah, that's plenty long. This will be like, I could put like some 12-inch ape hangers on there. All right. Now, let me check and see if the banjo fitting is gonna work. This is like super rusty. I would guess, I would make fair guess this banjo fitting has never been taken off. This has been on there since the factory, 1977. Someone in a Honda factory screwed this thing onto the brake caliper, and I almost guarantee I'm the first person since that last guy. Is this thing gonna roll off? Okay, is it gonna roll down the driveway now? Okay, no. Pretty sure I'm the first person that has taken this banjo bolt off here. Oh, let me move this camera and also address my leg cramp that just made me almost squeal in pain. That would have been fun. Okay. It's getting there. Almost there. You guys are the real MVPs for bearing with this whole thing. All right. Oh, man. Perfect. Is that good? No one is responding, so I'm going to take it as a heck yeah, that's perfect. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think anyone has taken this off since 1977, so lucky me. It is like very seized on there. Oh, nice. This thing has not seen the light of day for what, 50 years? Something like that? 87, 90. Okay. Well, that's kind of promising. There's still some brake fluid in there. All right. Let me check and also change this weird song. What the heck is this? What in the world? I don't know about that. That does not compute. Okay. Nah. Cover art was deceiving on that one. It looked pretty cool, but not quite that cool. Let's see here. Need for Speed.
Staying connected matters.
And an AT&T commercial. Nice.
Remember when you told me how to fish?
Yeah, I
Feel no
remember.
little mistake.
All right. So let me get a rag. Just gonna let you guys know I am doing giveaways whenever I do live streams. So whenever the live stream ends, the first 3 people to message me on Instagram, because it's the only place that I can think of to message me at. First 3 people to message me on Instagram, which is fangs.garage. I will send you a Harley Davidson booster pack. This is 10 premium collectible cards, and this is a series 2. So if you know anything about card collecting, you'll know these are beyond rare. So yeah, if you guys are here at the end, or you happen to be tuned in at the end, and you message me on Instagram, I will pay for the stamp to send it to your house, and you will receive a pack of Harley Davidson trading cards on me, courtesy of Fang's Garage. So I know that's a very tempting offer. Again, with the organizing, check that out. I know it's backwards for you guys, but it says brake. These are all my brake components, or at least banjo fittings and whatnot. Of course, my camera doesn't want to focus. But yeah, the art of hoarding parts. Let's see if this is the right thread. And it is. Nice. I have no idea where this banjo bolt came from, but it's saving the day right now. All right. Let's see. Probably 12, yeah. Size 12. What do you guys think of the music? Yeah? No? Maybe so? Some good music to be working on a motorcycle, in my opinion. Or if you're late for work and you need to get there quickly on a motorcycle, you are not going to be going the speed limit when you listen to this music. You are going to be going Back to the Future. All right. Nice. Getting it all weaved up there. Of course, Harbor Freight is going to come through again with a zip tie. Just zip tie it on there. It's kind of weird about this brake lever. Not brake lever, brake caliper. It's got kind of a weird setup on it. Whenever you hit the brakes, it will, I'm not going to move the camera because it's going to be way too much. Whenever you hit the brakes, the brake caliper like pushes off of the rotor like that. And it's got like a little spring right here that basically pushes it back, or yeah, I guess it would push it back towards the rotor. I'm guessing that's how it works. I actually haven't used one of these before, but that's the only thing that made sense to me. So let's see here. I'm guessing this bleeder will be not a size 10. Size 8. something I'm tempted to use on this, but I'll probably wait until I get a different front brake. These are really cool. This is made by a company called Stahlbus, I think. I don't know how to say that. I believe it's a German company. Made in Germany. But yeah, this is a really cool little item. This is a bleeding valve. And basically, I met the guy that makes these because he has the same kind of motorcycle that I do. And this particular one is a M12 by, it says M12, or no, this is an M6 by 1.0. So this might actually work on this, but I'm not going to use this on this. But basically what this is, it's a self-bleeding valve. So the way he explained it to me is basically it's like if you need to bleed your brakes, what you do is you would take off your bleeder, replace it with this one, and then it's got a separate, it's got this little hexagonal regular part that you'd tighten it onto the brake caliper, and then it's got another one up top. So you open this one up top, and then you would just pump the brakes, and you can actually pump the brakes and release it. Instead of the regular bleeder, you just pump it a bunch of times, hold it, and then open the bleeder. This one, you can actually just pump it over and over, and it's a one-way valve type thing where it'll let the fluid out, but it won't allow air to go back into the brake system. So this is a really cool little product, and I think he makes them. And there's a QR code. I don't know if you could look up the company name, but he gave me a couple of them, and this one's a M6, and this one, he gave me another one, it's an M10. Two different size ones, but I think he has like a bunch of different size ones. I don't know. But again, I'm not going to do that right now with this. I'm just going to hook up this brake line and just try and bleed it for now regularly and see if it'll work. Hopefully, I would guess that the brake line is going to be the same size banjo fitting on the top.
Welcome to PetSmart Kitchen with Nitro. The first ingredient in Nitro puppy and kitten recipes is a real protein.
Oh crap, it's already getting late. All right. So I think the goal of tonight is just going to be just to get this brake line hooked up and hopefully bled. I'm gonna bleed it out, and maybe it'll work. Tomorrow I'm getting the 80, I think it's an 88 link 630 chain for this CB750, and I'm gonna go try and ride it for the first time live on this channel. Hopefully. That seems like it'll work. I just kind of want to hold it so it's not like flopping all over. Again, this is for scientific purposes only. Do not attempt. I don't even suggest that you watch me do this, because you're not gonna look at zip ties the same way ever again. You're gonna be like, I know what you did. I know what you helped him do. All right. See if I can move this thing a little bit without dropping it. Nice. It's like a little divot in my driveway. Just forcing the bike to roll down a little. All right. So, this all squared away real quick. Definitely can't lose the bolts for that reservoir cap. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, this is probably gonna be the last time I reposition the camera, and I will get you guys right up on what I'm doing. All right, bear with me for a second. Let me move this bike into the light a little bit. All right, good enough. All right, so this is the new brake master cylinder that I just put on here. And let me get this camera or this phone clamped on here. And you guys can watch me put the brake fluid in and bleed it and connect everything. That is the now referred to as the Courtney Love mask. So somebody called it yesterday, so I'll go with it. Actually, I'll get a little bit of a better view for it. Move this right here. Do not look at the forbidden ninja weapons that are on the walls. Okay. I'm not supposed to be seeing that right now. That looks like a cooler view. All right, cool. So obviously when I put fluid in here, I want to keep this level so it's not just spilling all over the place. And this brake line.
You don't have to be a VIP to get more than just saving.
Oh, come on, Geico.
Every customer gets 24/7 fast-friendly claims.
You're killing me.
Could I get a picture? Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities
You're
every.
killing me here, Geico. I got a copyright strike on the last video that I posted, the last live, because there was a Geico commercial. So thanks a lot, Geico. You guys already didn't really help me on my last motorcycle accident. So, not cool. All right, so this brake line is super long. I could put some giant handlebars on here, but obviously I'm not gonna do that right now. So I think I could probably just coil it around or something just to take up some space. And, or maybe even go around this side. Yeah, that'll probably be good. That looks just ghetto enough. All right, that's cool. That should work. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, let's see if this is the right size. I'm really hoping it is. Something that was kind of concerning earlier, I just barely, this brake reservoir was loose and it just like knocked over into the throttle cable, and then the sight glass like popped out of the front. Like, what? I mean, it does say that it's a handmade thing, but I didn't want that part to be handmade. I mean, the rest of it, you could hand make all you want, just don't hand make the sight glass part. I don't want that to be handmade. All right. Let's see. Let me find my wrench now that I have shuffled everything around. right. Guessing it'll be a size 12. Guessed right. All right. Check out this, I'm guessing it's a deer. Got this at a swap meet for like 10 bucks once. Pretty cool. Gotta straighten out these bars. Right now the phone is mounted on the handlebars. So I'm going to straighten it out. And it says this uses .3 fluid. So I'll roll with it and see. Make sure I haven't lost my microphone. Of course, if you have an old bike, make sure you use a old can of
The tabs you open here
dot fluid,
are
.3
also
brake
here.
fluid. Man,
Choose Chrome to share tabs across devices.
okay, great, perfect. I'm sure everybody was on the edge of their seat, wondering if they should use Google Chrome. All right, let me make sure I carefully spill this all over the place. All right, it's not immediately leaking out of the sight glass, I don't think. So that's cool. It is a very tiny brake reservoir. It's pretty cool. Nice. Seeing some air bubbles go through there. All right, it seems to be traveling through. Only thing bad about this, I will have to sit here and pour brake fluid in here probably about 800 times because it can hold about, I think, half a teaspoon. But it is tiny and cool. I'm not sure how I could have like I guess I could vacuum bleed it, but where's the fun in that? Then what? You don't get to pump your brake reservoir like 6,000 times. Then what? Then what will you tell your coworkers about tomorrow? I know what I'm going to be telling them about. Nice. All right. Well, not many bubbles are coming out, but the fluid is still going down. So I believe it's just filling up the brake line. Let me adjust this. Make sure this is still good. We're good. There we go. That's probably what you guys want to watch, huh? Courtney Love. All right. Well, not much brake fluid is going down, so I'm guessing it's probably hitting an air bubble or something. I'm gonna try and crack the bleeder a little bit, and maybe I will throw the vacuum bleeder on it real quick. Maybe that would just make it 10 times faster. Brake bleeder kit. All right. Okay. We actually pump this and hold it. Actually, I can feel it building up a little bit of pressure now. I am feeling sweat. That is a good sign. I like that. All right, let me put some more brake fluid in there before it goes dry. Oh my gosh. What is this? See, this commercial just made me overfill this thing. What's with the new commercial format of putting a whole entire song into a commercial? That's crazy. Come on. Can't be doing that. Yeah, it was like a full... There was a full 1 hour commercial on YouTube. All right. We still got some bubble action. It's still bleeding. Still working. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is, maybe to speed it up a little bit, I'm going to crack this bleeder on the bottom and just see if anything comes out. Man, that thing is seized on there. Can't really move it. Nice. It's not one thing on this bike, it's 50 or CB 750. Did you like that? Was that one decent? All right, let me try and crack this bleeder real quick. See what's going on with it. Watch, there's a part where I spilled brake fluid all over the place. Oh, it's on there so hard. Where is my WD? All right, WD inbound, WD 40. I'm gonna go into, let's see. Uh-oh. Might have run into a snag. No, got it. All right, I'm gonna try and loosen up this brake bleeder before it's too late. I have work in approximately, I have to be up for work in 5 hours. Ah, yeah. Oh yeah. That bleeder bolt, oh man. Uh-oh. It just wanted to be bled. Okay, now there's brake fluid all over my legs and the floor. That's good. It's appropriate for the occasion. Okay, close that up. All right. So, in case you just tuned in, the reason you can't see me is because there is brake fluid all over the floor and I'm trying to clean it up. And also bleed these brakes. Ay, Jiminy Crickets. And no brake fluid in there. Just leaked all through there. Okay. I went from 0 brake fluid to completely overfilled. Nice. Okay. Good amount of bubbles are going through there, so they're coming out. So it's filling up. Where are you guys from? Drop in the comments. When I first started watching YouTube live stuff, I found a guy that was a milkman just driving around delivering milk, and it was highly entertaining. All right, I'm starting to feel some pressure on this thing. It might be just a placebo.
Welcome to PetSmart Kitchen
Oh my
with
gosh.
Neutro. The first ingredient in Neutro puppy and kitten recipes is a real protein source.
They will play exactly 13 seconds of a song and then an ad. then the following 13 seconds of a song, and then an ad. All right, I'm gonna try and bleed this from the bottom first. Nice. All right. Not many bubbles in response to that. So I'm gonna bleed it at the caliper next. Caliper bolt. Oh man, this music is really making me want to finish this bike and ride it. All right. Got some fluid coming out of the caliper. Nice. And got some bubbles out of that one. All right. So if you are bleeding the brakes on a motorcycle and you just put new brake lines on, one thing that I would note, you should bleed this banjo bolt. Is that not enough light? Can you guys not see anything I'm doing? This bolt right here, where it connects onto the caliper. Oh, that was cool and creepy. You should bleed that as well. If you're gonna bleed the, don't just bleed the bleeder screw. Do that. Do the banjo fittings. All right, so make sure I have enough fluid in there. Let me crack this thing. See what happens. A little bit of fluid. Something I'm semi-concerned about is, oh, that was a fair amount of bubbles that just popped out of there from that. Something I was kind of concerned about is I'm using these kind of weird crush washers. It's not like a regular copper crush washer. It is like some kind of metal and rubber one. Straighten these bars out a little bit. Also, I'm hoping that this brake line is even good. I don't know for sure if it's good or not. Oh, nice. A ton of bubbles just came out just now. Yep. I feel like there's a little bit of pressure building up, but not a whole lot. But I feel like maybe if I try and tap this line a little bit. Make sure there's any air bubbles that might be trapped in there. Okay. All right, let me try and bleed it from the bottom one more time. Or
sometimes life
again.
Can be a little messy, but with next-gen Nuvella Performance Fabric and Ashley, we've got your whole home covered. So
I need to get down to Ashley Furniture ASAP. It's a good thing they reminded me. If I hadn't heard that, I would have completely forgotten to go to Ashley. furniture. Would you guys have remembered to go to Ashley if you hadn't heard that ad? I know I sure wouldn't have remembered. All right, let me try and bleed this. Nice. Got a couple air bubbles out of that. And some bubbles with the reservoir. I'm seeing some brake fluid dropping, but I don't see where it's coming from. Oh. Hopefully that's not coming from that fitting. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole ton of bubbles coming out of it now. But also, well, there went some. All right. Let me try a different strategy. Let me try and vacuum bleed it real quick. Okay. So I'll set up real quick. All right. Vacuum bleeder is assembled. Almost. Okay. Now it's assembled. Let me just hook this up to the nip. Let me grab this nip real quick and just hook this up onto the brake bleeder nipple. In case you forgot the name of it. It is nipple. Okay. I'm gonna have to straighten these out.
That feeling when Capital One helps you easily manage your money.
Oh my gosh,
Redeem
Capital
credit card
One.
rewards with a swipe. Check your credit score like
I was
that.
about to get a different kind of credit card until I heard this ad.
Wishes do come true thanks to the Capital One app.
Thanks, Capital One. Thanks a lot.
What makes it so easy?
What makes what so easy?
In just a few clicks, you can get exactly what you ordered.
Nice.
We made ordering simple, fast.
Well, apparently they've made ordering simple and fast. All right. Last resort. Let me put a little more brake fluid in here. I don't know why. I'm not sure why I took my gloves off. No one will ever know. No, they're gonna know. All right, see if this will build up some pressure, which it is, and it's rapidly dropping it. Come on, brake bleeder, don't fail me now, dude. Here, fail me now, brake bleeder. All right, I'm gonna open this bleeder valve up while I'm pumping it and also holding the tire with my leg, and then also, oh great. Okay, so that did just suck a bunch of fluid down. Good sign. Let me add some more. like I said, make sure that if you're adding brake fluid to anything, you drop it all over the floor, and make sure you get all over your clothing, everything. This is the way. My wife got very upset with me the other day when she saw this on a video. And she said, "Is that the baby blanket?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we have like 5 of them. And you were gonna just throw it away." So I said, "You know what? I'll bring it out into the garage and use it as a rag. And then every time I look at it, I'll be reminded of the kids." And then she was okay with it. So, little tip, why not just use your kids, if your kids' clothes are old and raggedy and not worth giving away, just throw it away, use it for a rag. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Okay, I definitely feel a little pressure now. The pressure is on. I am using this brake bleeder right here. And I am building up pressure. So is that holding pressure? Uh-oh. Oh, it was. Nice. So yeah, I am pumping this up, which is building up pressure. And this line is connected to the brake bleeder. And then whenever I crack the brake bleeder, the fluid in the brake reservoir will drop and it'll get sucked through the brake line. And hopefully the brakes will end up working. We'll see. The main issue is to make sure that when you crack the brake bleeder, it doesn't just go empty. Otherwise, you'll have air in there and then start all over. All right. Looks like a good amount of brake fluid is going through there. And it has not gotten to the pump yet. So that means that it is doing what it should be doing. Getting sucked through the system. All right. I gotta drop this vest. It's getting a little too hot. All right. I'm gonna crack this bleeder. Watch that fluid go down. Oh shoot. That was almost too much. You guys almost just watched me introduce a big gulp of air into the brake system on the CB750. Should have been funny. Funny for you guys, not funny for me. I would have ended the stream and gone right to bed instead of going to bed with a grin on my face. Like I'm planning on doing once this is all done. Oh, criminy. Okay, that's good. I just rounded off the brake bleeder. Perfect. Disconnect this now. Oh man, it's pulling some nasty stuff through there. All right. That on there like that. And this on there like this. And then a little bit of that. A little bit of this. All right. Still going at it, guys. I'm gonna crack this bleeder. I think it's almost done. I think fluid is almost all the way through there. Hopefully I can get this thing rideable by tomorrow. And I will ride it live on Fang's garage. Can you believe it? Wouldn't that be sick if I took it out live for the first ride? I just uploaded a video the other day, and by the other day I mean earlier today or yesterday, showing me when I first started the bike. So that was a fun little video, and it'll be a fun little video when I ride it for the first time too. All right, I think this is pretty much it. If I can't, oh man, it actually feels kind of firm right now, so I'm excited. It's nice and firm. That's what you want when you tap on the brakes. You don't want some loosey-goosey brakes. You don't want some floozy brakes. You want it to be nice and firm. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little more fluid in there. Just top it off. Just give it a little drink there. Just a little tiny bit. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll tighten up this bleeder, make sure it's all nice and tight. Release the pressure from the brake bleeder. It's got a little knob right here, a little button you press. There goes the pressure. All right. No pressure, dude. No pressure at all. All right. Discard this to the side. Throw it on top of something valuable. All right, now I can pump the brakes. Oh. Well, oh shoot. Well, you know what? It's not, it's getting way tighter. I can feel that it's pushing and doing something. So now, and the brake fluid has significantly dropped since I've been pressing it right now. So let me add some more brake fluid and then try and bleed it from all the bleed points one more time and see what happens. All right. I don't want to squeeze it too hard because the brake fluid, whenever it returns to the reservoir, like shoots out. It's definitely doing something now. All right, let me try and bleed it from the top. Oh man, I'm gonna pay for this in the morning. I'm gonna pay for it and I'm gonna say it was well worth the price. Okay, got just fluid coming out right there. Let me get, I was going to say, let me guess, a commercial.
Reason to celebrate.
We're getting you ready. This is not hyperbole. For the best match.
Come on. Okay. Can't believe I'm about to use up this entire bottle of .3 fluid. I thought it'd last me my entire life. Actually, move that down a little bit. It's interfering. Try and bleed it down here. Got a little air out of that one. A little bit of air. All right. Man, going on almost 2 hours now. Okay. Man, the throttle is very sticky now. Oh geez. It's got brake fluid all over that. That's probably where all the brake fluid's been going actually. It's actually been just flying out of the reservoir this whole time. All right, we pump it a few more times. Try and bleed it out of the actual leader. Well, it is going down. Actually, it's going somewhere. Where, I don't know. There could be a hole in the brake line. And it's just leaking out all over the side of the bike. It's probably the most likely scenario. Oh, you know what? It's hitting the brakes. Uh-oh, hold on. Why is it not releasing? The caliper is about to burst out of the... Okay, that might be an issue. All right, well, new little dilemma. The brake caliper has been getting pushed out, and I didn't realize it because it wasn't the brake lever was just, it just kept getting mashed in. So hopefully I caught this in time. Piston isn't just pushed out of caliper completely. Oh man, what a mess. I'm gonna smell like brake fluid all day tomorrow. Okay. I guess I'll move the camera one more time so you guys can see the nightmare that is developed. A nightmare of me being covered in brake fluid. So basically, while I was trying to bleed the brakes just now, this caliper was just getting pushed off the side. So now
This is Cole, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A.
now I'm listening to a Chick-fil-A
spicy
ad.
filet with the pretzel bun. You get a new flavor with a new texture. It's tough on the outside, but the inside is soft, and then you hit the spicy chicken
What
fillet.
I think I should probably do is
testimonial.
I don't know, it seems like, oh, maybe
Friday is company
maybe that's the answer.
90s pop theme. Manuel
Maybe
has
I'll have
something
to
of a karaoke
push this caliper
connoisseur.
in while I am holding
What's this? Brad wants a plan to reach a new quarterly target, and he wants
Holding
it by
this.
Friday? Trying to throw me off my karaoke game. Not gonna happen. I've got Grammarly.
or actually
Time to breathe.
maybe I should just take out this top brake line and try and depress the caliper a little bit.
Let's build this out. What's next?
What a mess, man.
Let's update my outreach messaging.
Oh my gosh.
Something engaging.
Yeah, engaging Grammarly. I will surely engage with Grammarly after that ad. Now that I've heard the ad, I'm gonna engage. Oh man. That's gonna suck if this doesn't work. You see, maybe I could take these bolts off and compress the caliper with a C-clamp or something. Nice. What in the world? Oh, is that what's going on here? What the heck? Oh man. What is this? Oh gosh. Look at that. That's like so crusty. That's the inside of the caliper. Yummy. Or that's the brake pad, I'm guessing. And that's the inside of the caliper. No wonder it's not functioning right. This thing is totally toast. I guess before I just spent about an hour and 56 minutes, I should have probably looked at this, huh? That's how I do it. It's the best way. Just go full force. Don't even count the cost. Just go for it. My motto. All right. I think I'm accepting defeat on this one, guys. In order to get this thing usable, I don't think it's going to be possible to clean out this caliper enough without like fully disassembling it and rebuilding it. It seems like it's not basically not wanting to return to its original spot, and it is filled with stuff. Let me just put a C-clamp on it, just see what it does. C-clamp. Oh, no wonder. All right. I'm going to throw the C-clamp on here and just see if this piston moves at all. This is going to be it for the stream, guys. I'm going to close up shop. It's midnight. I got to be up in 5 hours. And I have to make sure I'm all squared away at work tomorrow, and I get everything done that I need to get done because I'm going up to the motorcycle swap meet on Sunday. I need to be in my A game.
From Capital One. It has
Looks
no
like
fees,
Caliper
and it only takes about 5
trick
minutes
is
to open
working.
an account.
Oh, bye-bye fee.
Okay,
Switch to easy banking with no fee, no minimum. Capital One 360 checking.
good. Good. Good, yes. All right. That seems to be working. There's hope. There's hope. Maybe if I take this thing out for a ride tomorrow, like I am planning on doing. Oh gosh. While depressing this caliper, it just shot brake fluid all the way up onto the ceiling. That's how much force it had. I'm planning on taking this thing out for its first ride live on YouTube. So, yeah, if everything works out, tomorrow I'm going to be doing that, hopefully. And if I do decide to do that, or if it does work out, I can use the front brakes one time. So that's a plus. They won't retract. And as soon as I use it, it better be when I'm ready to stop permanently, because I will not be able to continue. But you know what? I think this is the brake pad for the CB750. And it feels like it's pretty stuck. Like it's like seized, like because of the dirt that's on the exterior of this brake pad and on the interior of this. I think that's why it's stuck. So I'm thinking, quite possibly, I could clean this thing off and possibly it'll work. So that is going to be it for the stream, guys, or the live YouTube stream. Like I said, at the end of the videos, I'm going to be giving away, or at the end of the live streams, I'm going to be giving away these Harley-Davidson booster packs. If you guys want one, first 3 people to message me on Instagram at Fangs, Fangs, .garage, on Instagram, then I will send you a free pack. As long as you don't live somewhere incredibly far away, that would be, I mean, if you're gonna ask me to do that, I mean, I'll do it. You could pay the customs fees and stuff, import fees, if you want to pay that much for some premium Harley Davidson trading cards, but I will send them. So, like I said, message me on Instagram. First 3 people that message me, I'll just go off of the first 3 messages that I get. I will send you a free pack of trading cards, or if you're local to San Diego, I'll just come drop them off to you if you want. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for any of the likes and comments that you left on this, and thanks for watching me sit here and lose my mind over these brakes. If you want to check out any other videos on the CB750 or any of the other motorcycle projects or swap meet stuff that I have going on, go check it out on the channel. All right, see you guys.